Hey out there, everyone. It is January 14th at 11. It is 11:14 a.m. Haha. At 12 degrees outside. If it was 14 degrees, that would be really amazing, but it's only 12 degrees. Today I am fighting for my voice. And I'm hopefully coming out of being sick, but we'll see. We're still in the beginning of this process. I want to talk today about what it's like to be a fixer. And I had a conversation with someone that I know yesterday about this because they're going through it, and I know a bit about this because I am a fixer. I'm trying to like wrap that up in myself, but it is a part of my energy field that started from childhood. And the reason that happened to me, and the reason it may have happened to you if you're a fixer, is because I had parents that needed a lot of support from me as a child. And so when you are supporting your parent as a child, you learn to be more focused on other people's problems than you are on yourself. You're always gauging at other people, what they might need from you. And in that way, you kind of turn yourself into like a life support machine, basically, for other people. I did some research about this because I end up getting in a lot of relationships with people who need help. You can do research about rescuer mentality. It's like if you're a rescuer, that's also fixer stuff. And usually a rescuer will get into a codependent relationship with a person who has victim mentality, where they're constantly being victimized by their life, and they need a lot of emotional support from people. And a rescuer is generally the person that a victim is going to latch on to, because it is in your programming at some level, seemingly, to help fix people, to give them life support, to let them to give them your energies to boost themselves up. The problem with this mentality is it's really easy to get into codependent relationships with people where one person is giving, and the other person is taking. When you do that as a fixer for a person, when you're a rescuer, you are enabling them. You may feel like you're helping them, but you're actually enabling them to remain a victim in their life, which is not good for either of you. Some of the symptoms of being a rescuer in a codependent relationship can be things like feeling sick, feeling tired, feeling depressed, having anxiety about the other person. If people are asking you about your lives, you end up talking about the other person a lot more than you talk about yourselves, especially if you're in a relationship or a partnership with a person that needs a lot of life support from you. You will end up talking about their problems and what's going on with them, because their problems come first in your life, basically. It can be really difficult to pry yourself out of these kind of relationships, because the insidious part about it is you're more focused on the other person than you are on yourself. And you may be suffering in silence, where you've gotten so used to putting yourself aside to support other people that you don't realize how much it's taking out of you. I personally have a gigantic energy field. I have a lot of energy. I am a very energetic person. I have had people tell me, when you walk in the room, everyone looks at you because I have this magnetic field around me that's really intense. When I had my aura photograph taken, my aura was huge. It was bright. It was like, and the lady was like, when she saw it, she was like, geez, okay. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that tracks. I've been told that before. The problem with that is, when you have a big aura, you have a lot of energy. When you're a fixer, you're giving it away a lot. You will attract people to you that want what you have. They want that energy. They want you to boost them up. They want you to plan their parties. They want you to plan their lives. When people come to me with a problem, I'll give them a 15-step plan on how to fix their situation, or all of this advice, and just dump all of my thought power and energy into it. And when people realize that you're going to sit there and give them this energy, even if they have no plan on taking action on any of it. A lot of time it's really validating for them in that moment to have someone totally focus on them and on their problems. So you can create kind of like a habit where a person will come to you and complain to you and they just want you to sit there and pump energy into them like a deflated tire. You're just sitting there trying to pump them back up, but there's a hole in their tire and they need to patch the hole. They don't need to keep coming for air. They need to go and get their hole fixed. Meanwhile, you're over here pumping all of your life energy into other people who won't patch themselves up. You're just offering temporary reprieve to people, and at the expense of your own energy, at the expense of your own health, your own wealth, sometimes your own happiness. You're pumping that away into other people. The most insidious thing about this is a lot of times you don't notice it. You don't realize you're doing it. You think, I'm helping people, I'm out here doing God's work, helping people. But actually, no, what you're doing is you're pouring from your own cup. And at the end of the day, your cup is empty. You feel like crap. You're depressed. You're tired. And you're just like, why? Why do I feel this way? And the reason why is because you're giving it all away to other people. And people may not realize that they're more than happy to take things from you because you're helping them, right? In their mind, they're feeling better. They're getting their needs met. And they're like, oh, thank you for doing that. But deep down inside, you know that you're giving your energy away. Some ways to take your energy back once you realize you do this. When people come to you and they complain about their problems, you can go, I'm so sorry to hear that. That sounds really tough. That sounds really challenging. And maybe just validate their problem by telling them that sounds really tough. And if they try to push you into helping them, just be like, I'm sure there's someone out there that can help you with that. You probably could go to a therapist or, just give them like one solid suggestion. And just be like, I don't have any answers for you. Sometimes you can just tell people, I don't have any answers for you, but that sounds really tough and I'm sorry to hear that. And that kind of shuts the door on the whole thing where because if you sit there and you talk to them for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, that's an hour of your time. That's an hour of your energy that you're pumping into them. And you'll notice you feel tired afterwards too, because you've given away a lot of your energy. Another way to spend time with yourself is to start a practice like journaling or yoga or something where you're spending that time with yourself. Yoga and exercise, I know we don't want to hear it. Well, some of us do, but not all of us, is a great way to rest actively, like search active resting, research active rest. Active rest can help you dump your allostatic load in your brain, dump the stress out of your brain, and it helps you recuperate while you're doing an activity. If you enjoy anything like art, spend some time working on your art. If you enjoy reading, spend some time reading, and just take that time for yourself. At first, if you have to start with 15 minutes and just go, you know what, this is my me time. This is my me time. When someone asks you how you're doing, only tell them about how you're actually doing. And if you realize when someone asks you how you're doing that you don't really know, then you probably haven't been spending time with yourself. You haven't been focusing on yourself. So just be aware. The first thing you can do is to be aware, like, am I a rescuer? Am I a fixer? Am I out here trying to save other people, fix other people's problems? And how can I better allocate that energy into my own life? And that alone can sometimes help you get traction on some of your goals, on some of your things that you have always wanted for yourself, but you feel too tired, or you just, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. Make the time, find the energy. Don't give it away to other people. Don't give your time away. Don't give your energy away. And then you'll have it for yourself. You're not being a mean person by doing this. I know it can seem like you're being mean when you don't throw down your energy for other people. But look, you are your priority. This is your life. It's okay to focus on yourself. If someone is trying to make you feel guilty for focusing on yourself, that is what they call a toxic relationship. That's toxic behavior. If someone is trying to get you to give up what you have to them so they can feel better, they're probably not someone that's going to be helping you out or doing you any favors in your life. They're probably part of the reason why you're so tired. And it can be tough because, I mean, relationships, they really, in our American society, they really push relationships. Relationships are like, you should focus on your relationships and stuff. But if you don't have good boundaries because of your childhood or because of your mentality, it can be really hard to be told to focus on relationships, because you won't know where you end and where the other person begins. You're enmeshed with each other. So that's just my talk about that, being a fixer, and how to come to terms with it first, and then how to come up with a strategy about how to deal with it, and how to mend that in your life, how to come up with better coping mechanisms. It's not easy work, but it's really important work. If there's something you want to do, if there's a passion you have and you just don't have the energy for it, there's a reason why. It's not that you don't have energy. It could be that you are misallocating your energy into things that maybe aren't benefiting you. So I'm going to head to work now, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. As a person who is also a rescuer and fixer, I've really had to double down on my boundaries and double down on my atmosphere in my life. Who am I going to allow into my orbit? I have to be really careful about it now, because I've definitely had people in my orbit that have just taken and taken and taken, and they don't realize they're doing it. They're not doing it to be a bad person, but they needed it because of the thing they've got going on in their life, their victim mentality or their depression or whatever it is they have going on. They require that energy. They believe they require that energy from other people, and they're basically on life support. They're on life support from other people, which the more they're doing that, the harder it is for them to learn how to be on their own life support, how to plug up the holes in their energy in their own life. It's like if you have a hole, a hole in your tire, and you're just going to get more air every time, you're not fixing the problem. You're just temporarily soothing the flatness in your tire. But you need to go and get that hole plugged. You need to go and get your tire fixed. You can't just keep getting air from everybody. You need to go out there and help yourself. So it works both ways. If you see this and you realize, well, maybe I'm the one who's relying on other people, that's fine, but come up with a strategy to pump air in your own tires, so you're not out there getting air from everybody. Because after a while, you'll notice that the people around you, they're getting kind of tired. They don't have the energy to help you. I hope everyone's having a good day, and I'll talk to you later, hopefully with a better voice and more thoughts. Bye.